Emmy Award-winning actress Sarah Michelle Gellar has had a busy 8 months. Like a lot of us, she's been homeschooling her 2 kids, planning quarantine-style birthday parties for them. And I recently got the chance to catch up with Sarah about being a mom and how her kids are now binging Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Hey, Sarah, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Well, your videos, I gotta tell you, on social media have been putting smiles on people's faces with your quarantine videos, your SMG tips, your homeschooling videos. I gotta ask you though, how was it adjusting to all of this in the beginning for you and Freddie?
Oh, I mean, it's incredibly shocking. It's the hugest life adjustment I think we've made, second to initially having children. There's a reason why I didn't go to school to become a teacher. There's a reason why I don't have the credentials or the skills to be a teacher. And it's at the same time, while you're trying to process all the emotionality of it, your kids are trying to process it and you're trying to keep it all regular while you're scared out of your mind. So it's definitely been a huge adjustment.
Has anyone responded to your SOS? Your quiet SOSs that you've been putting out? Has anyone responded? Has anyone sent help, Sarah?
I know, right? No, I wish. I'm still waiting for help.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Now, you say that before the pandemic, your kids didn't really have all that much access to devices prior to it. So how did all the screen time affect them?
You know, it's such a new world for us. And it was something that we figured our kids were young. They were, until recently they were, 10 and 7, and they didn't need to have that much access to screen time. I wanted them to be kids and grow and learn. And this has forced us to sort of speed up that process. And it's a lot for them. It's a lot to learn how to communicate via text. It's a lot to look at a screen all day. I know for me, I get off Zooms and my head hurts and I'm spinning and I'm not even trying to process information. I'm getting to have friendly conversations with people and they're trying to take information. I know for my son, it was proving extremely difficult. We noticed him very early on blinking extremely heavily. And at first I just chalked it up to screen fatigue because again, it was something that they weren't really used to. Only then to find out that he had an actual diagnosis of myopia that was progressing extremely quickly because of the extended amount of screen time and staring at the screen.
And what has learning about this condition, what have you learned and what have you shared with others?
I think for me, what was so interesting was not really understanding that there were options out there. When I grew up, if you had myopia, which was something that I've dealt with my whole life, which the common term is nearsightedness, you get glasses. Like that was it. And my son was extremely adverse. I think he felt so much in his life had already changed and shifted and he didn't want that on top of it. But to find out that there were options like the CooperVision MySight one-day contact lenses for kids his age that could not only help him see, but potentially slow the progression of the myopia down was such a relief. And I think that's sort of where I came in, which is I wanted to share my experience so that other parents knew. I mean, initially we were even trepidatious to take him to an eye doctor because it was COVID and we weren't even sure how important was it? And the truth is, you never can mess with your health and it's always important to see the doctor to get a proper diagnosis and to figure out what those options are that are available.
For sure, for sure. Speaking of screen time, I hear your kids also developed a slight obsession with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, it never occurred to me to show it to them. I would always imagine that there would be something better I could be doing with my time than watching myself on television. But the kids were really interested, and quarantine seemed like a great time to sort of go down the rabbit hole because if they liked it, there were 7 seasons to watch, and they've really loved it and loved watching it and seeing people that they know now, seeing what they looked like then and understanding how I knew them. My son loves all of the demons and the violence, and my daughter loves all of the love stories.
I keep getting my kids to watch my show, but no luck there. No luck there. Buffy's just a little bit cooler than the morning show. I got to ask you, with mom, when they see it, they know obviously mom's Buffy, and then your husband's Freddie. Are the kids at all? Do they have the acting bug? Do you think they'll be tempted?
My son, definitely not. He doesn't like speaking in front of crowds. He doesn't like having to be in a school play. My daughter definitely has the bug, but we've told her that she has to wait until she is a grown-up to make those decisions. And hopefully by then we can talk her into something much more exciting and stable.
Hopefully we'll all be out of quarantine by then.
Right? I'm saying.
Sarah,
I'm gonna look like a vampire by the time quarantine's over from lack of being outside.
So true. I hear you. I hear you. Sarah, thank you so much for this.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.